Hi friends, Denise here from the Poshmark Closet Eat, Play, Love. I have finally gone sourcing for the first time in a month and I have picked up all of these goodies. I'm going to share with you what I bought and my reasoning behind why I bought these items right here. I have poured myself a cup of tea, and if I look bundled up, it's because I'm in my garage and it's a balmy 30 degrees outside, just right outside my garage door. I'm pretty pumped about some of these items. One of them has already sold. It sold within 12 hours, about 12 hours of posting it. The item sold for an incredible profit. First, I want to say this. I have been spending a lot of time investing in getting my items posted and actually getting inventory put away. When I've been putting away inventory, I'm taking a pause and looking at items that are in the bin where I'm placing my new inventory. And I'm also deciding to delist some things that I've had in my closet. Maybe it was a few things a friend gave me. Maybe it was just a really bad sourcing decision. And, you know, I would find items that I had in my closet for around $15 to $25 that weren't selling, didn't really have any likes, have been relisted numerous times. I've actually decided to just pull them from my inventory and donate them. I feel like it's good to be flexible and have a flexible mindset and not just be like, oh, well, I sourced this to resell. I'm just gonna hold on to it forever, even if it never sells. You know, it's real estate. Storing things is real estate. And we like to joke, and you hear people talk about it all the time in the reselling community, like, I'm not in the storage business. I'm in the selling business. So if I've been storing something for a year, over a year, and it's at a very low price point, it's not a, you know, $500 item that has a very select market. If it's a blouse, if it's a Zara blouse that I've had in my closet for $15 for a year, it's time for it to go. And that's just basically how it is. I'm feeling the mood of like, let it go, bring in the new things, bring in things that sell within 12 hours of posting. Yes, I need that energy in my life right now. That is my furnace turning on, and I apologize for that, but I'm going to keep my voice up. I'm moving towards a model where I want to make $25 per item. So that means I have to source items that I know that I can post for $40 and take into account having to send offers and Poshmark fees and, you know, shipping discounts and all of those things. So that's my strategy going into this. And here is my disclaimer. Because I source these items doesn't mean you should source these items. Boom. I said it. Okay? You know, I live in Boulder, Colorado, and I am able to source a lot of kind of outdoors wool. Like, I am honing in on really what my niche is, but when I'm going back to what I have picked up, there is no guarantee that any of these items that I have picked up are going to sell. I just have had success with them in the past, or I feel confident in the way the comps looked when I sourced them. I mean, that's pretty much it. Of course, I want to share what brands I'm picking up. I think it's more important too to kind of look at what I've sold and see what's selling out of my closet. Some of these items are obscure. I have an eye for vintage items and I can't leave some things behind. And vintage tends to be a little bit more longer tail pieces, and I'm okay with that. Like, I fully accept I'm gonna pick up the weird thing because I like the way it looks, and it may take 60 to 90 days to sell versus 30 to 60 days. Could take 120 days to sell, and I'm actually okay with that. I know it sounds like a weird thing to say, but I don't think creating content of what someone has thrifted is necessarily going to overlay to your own posh business, and it may not be what you have available to you. When you consume YouTube content, I don't want to say take it with a grain of salt, but like take in the information, take in the bits that really apply to you and enrich your business and give you hope and potential and maybe help you become more curious about how you want to proceed in the future. But don't take anything that someone says in a YouTube video who's a reseller as the word, the gospel of you have to do this or you're not going to be successful. You kind of just have to forge your own way. Learn as much as you can if you're just getting started, but also recognize you need to take into account what you have available to you and really what your profit margin is. I was just watching Tech in Sports, and Tech said average sales price doesn't mean shit. So when you are watching a video, and I have been guilty of this, if you say, oh, my ASP was $45, but what was my cost of goods? If my average sales price was $45, but my cost of goods was $25, am I really any better than someone who pays $1 to $2 for an item at the bins and sells it for $15? I'm not, but you're hearing $45 and thinking, oh my gosh, I have to source these brands to be as successful as this person. A lot of the times on Instagram, I see people saying how, oh, I just sold this dress for $240. Well, they're not sharing that they sourced it for $150. I will fully disclose the items you see on this rack have an average cost of goods between $5 and $10. When everything comes out of the wash, it's between $5 and $10. I am not paying up for the majority of the items on this rack. If I did pay more than $10, I'll tell you. Let's talk about what I bought and why. And then I'm going to tell you about the home run I already hit from this sourcing trip. First up, randomly, is this leather belt. It gives me Anthro vibes. It's a size medium. It looks like the kind of belt you can put over a dress, or you can put over even like a cardigan. This was $1.99. I know I can list this for $25, $30, and for the price point, I thought it was a great pickup. I always browse the belt section, and I don't buy a lot of belts, but I definitely keep my eyes peeled in that section. I have a couple of sports bras that I'm going to talk about first. This one's just an Athleta sports bra. I may potentially keep this for myself. I like that it's long line. I practice yoga in long line bras. I do like to keep track of when I'm picking up Athleta how old the item is, and usually the little tag underneath this tag, they'll usually if it's not a bra, like their pants or something, it'll tell you when it was produced. So I typically try to find newer Athleta items. I love this color. Bra that I picked up is a We Sell. I've talked about this brand a bunch. This is what their logo looks like in the back. This is a lovely supportive bra with a zip in the front, and it was $3, so I thought I would pick it up and see how it does. Just a fair warning, I like picking up this brand, but it's not because it sells really fast. I just kind of like the culture around the brand and the types of items that they produce. Fan favorite here, I got this Patagonia I went thrifting at night and I thought, is this worth my time going thrifting at night? And it turns out it was worth my time thrifting at night. I went when my family had commitments and I was home alone. I went around 7 p.m. and I thought it would just be totally picked over. And I happened upon a few really great pieces thrifting at night. This is called a nano puff vest. I have sold one of these in black for $99. I'm not sure if the red will be as coveted, but I didn't want to leave this behind. It's actually in really great condition. I find a lot of Patagonia that has been worn very well, and I leave a lot behind, to be honest. The other thing that I am recognizing and celebrating about myself is that I have been seeing and finding items that I am definitely drawn to, let's say a packed organic jumpsuit, and it turns out the color is kind of like this, and ultimately I decided to pass on that item, looking and leaning towards more of a neutral tone, like a brown or a blue or a gray. So I am kind of growing in that regard, and I welcome that in 2024. That means sometimes leaving items behind that I would automatically kind of be on autopilot. I would see it and I would automatically put it in my cart. And now I'm kind of thinking about, well, maybe people won't be as interested in this yellow pair of jeans or this, orange sweater. So I have seen a lot of really cute orange things in the thrift store lately, and I'm thinking people don't want to be wearing orange, so they are donating it. Sometimes people want an accent piece and a little pop of color. So yes, black would have been preferable, navy blue, dark green, whatever. But hey, there are those people. I'm not going to leave a Patagonia vest behind. This is a Lululemon Form Define jacket, F-O-R-M-E. It doesn't have a hood. It's considered a denim blue. It is a size 2. It has black accents. I do sometimes hold just Lululemon and Athleta live shows, so I like to pick up jackets, in particular scuba hoodies, anything kind of a hoodie or a zip up. People always look for these in live shows, as well as pants. All right, now this is a weird item that I picked up, not recommending it, but explaining why I couldn't leave it behind. This is a Sam's Town, Las Vegas vintage jacket, embroidered from the Jacket Factory, made in the USA, definitely from the 80s, just kind of super cool, like a relic, a piece of history. I paid $5 for this. I anticipate selling it for about $25. If I'm lucky, I listed it for $32. It'll sell for $25. Not a huge profit margin, not the home run, but something that I was like, I can't leave this behind. I love this item. This item is a Saks Fifth Ave. It's just a tweed jacket. It has really cute buttons on it. A friend of mine's daughter passed this along to me. She had thrifted it and owned it when she lived in Texas, and she found that she wasn't wearing it, so she passed it along to me to sell. I really do love the colors in it. Of course, it is, St. John Chanel inspired by Saks Fifth Ave. Okay, next up is my home run. Now, even though I said you don't have to source the brands that I'm sourcing or whatever, proceed with caution, I'm gonna tell you right now, you don't wanna miss or pass on this brand if you happen to find it. It's pretty obscure. This is a wool shacket, and the brand on it is Wool X. There's the tag, Wool X. And this is camel color. It's an extra small, and extra small happened to be sold out on their website. This sells for $240. It's merino wool. It's called the Sawyer Shacket. I don't think, it's pretty obscure to find a piece like this. I did pay $14.99 for it at my thrift store, and it looks like really it's never been worn. I initially posted this for $180, and there aren't many Wool X pieces on Poshmark. Once I posted it, I clicked on Wool X. I took a look at what was listed, what was posted, and then I looked at what was actually sold, and I decided after I posted this for $180 that I went back in and I upped the price to $200 on this. It retails for $240. I listed it for $200, and I received an offer. I posted it before bed. I received an offer the next afternoon for $170, and I immediately said yes to that offer. I have another Patagonia piece. This is considered an R2. It has this kind of textured panel on the side, and then it's fuzzy. It's a full zip jacket, and their R pieces have the R here on the sleeve. I find that when it does say Patagonia on the label or is embroidered on the exterior, that those pieces tend to move faster. People like when their Patagonia says Patagonia. So I have listed the items that were right here, and then the next batch of items I have not photographed and listed yet. Yes, I've been picking up vests. Have I been selling vests? No, I haven't been selling vests, but I've been picking them up. This is just a Madewell vest. I love the knit of this Madewell vest, and the reason why I picked this up was because it's an extra large. If this was a small, I would have left it behind. Well, so you can actually put in that style number and it'll typically bring up stock photos. But right there, it says Ho 22, which means this was a holiday 2022 item. This came out 1 year ago, so I went for this. Size, price, and age. That's why I bought this Madewell vest. I loved this piece. Fair Isle is timeless, and I pick up, if the brand is there, the majority of Fair Isle sweaters that I see, especially if they are 100% wool. Bowden, J. Crew, I do so well. Ones from Europe like Ireland or Scotland, absolutely. If they're vintage, I recently sold a vintage Fair Isle sweater that was like featured in Vogue. But definitely keep your eye out for vintage Fair Isle sweaters. This is Karen Scott, made in Thailand. It's 70% acrylic and 30% wool. It has enough wool for me to say yes. It feels like wool. I loved the colorway of this. It's a medium, but since it's from the 90s, it's a little bit more oversized. This is a really cool piece. This is actually a smart wool sweater. It's a pullover. It's a half zip. Now, I noticed this because that's the smart wool little colorway, that orange, blue to green. And then I saw the little smart wool guy, but then I saw Smart Wool Love Chup. And I didn't know what this was, and I brought it home, and my husband said, hey, Chup, that is a Japanese brand, and they make like $40 wool socks. I think this is a good pickup. I didn't see very many of these for sale. I love the Aztec-y print, and I am definitely posting this puppy for about $68. That's my guesstimate at the moment. This is a really cute terry cloth Free People piece. This is a size large. It's cropped, has this beautiful scoopy V-neck. I had a live show on Friday morning and I sold 31 pieces. Of the 31 pieces, I'm gonna just go out on a limb and say, my goodness, I bet at least 12 of them were Free People items. Free People was flying off of the rack literally. I didn't put any Free People pieces back into inventory. It was super impressive. I loved this for it being terry cloth. Now, I was just talking about kind of orange and how I'm avoiding orange, but this is actually pink and it has the orange on the underneath. That's why I went for it. A lot going for it. Size mainly. I do like picking up large Free People. This piece is actually so cool. Another interesting one-off piece, a Patagonia rhythm piece. Right there. This symbol is on the sleeve. This is a nondescript Patagonia piece. It doesn't have any Patagonia tags or logos on the chest or at the waistband, but it has this rhythm embroidered right here. Take a real close look at this. This is a niche division of Patagonia. This was produced around 2005. I don't really know the history of Patagonia rhythm pieces, but I do know that they have a really great price point that they sell for. I'm thinking at least $68 for this, potentially $75. It's very unique and it's a subsect of Patagonia lovers who I think seek out the rhythm pieces. This is just a Lululemon cardigan. It's cashlu, which means, you know, they put like 2% cashmere in here and they call it cashlu. Here is the logo. That's the reason why I found this sweater. It's because I saw this cardigan and I noticed this right away, guys. That doesn't mean it's gonna be Lululemon, but there is a chance. The odds are higher if you see this pulled out that it's gonna be Lululemon. And then I immediately look in the back. I look down at the hemline for the logo. That is gonna be monochromatic. The label is always monochromatic. Sorry, you can't really see that. There you go. And I bet this was actually 30% off, which means it's been at that thrift store for 2 weeks. I know for a fact there's resellers in this thrift store every day, but they're just not paying attention. Tag pulled out, immediately start searching the item for a Lululemon tag. It's probably going to be the same color and you're going to have to take an extra moment, but is it worth it? Yes, it is. I found just a pretty nondescript Garnet Hill cashmere turtleneck. Garnet Hill makes really amazing cashmere. I don't pass on Garnet Hill cashmere if it doesn't have any holes. I really went through it. It's really important to check your cashmere, and sometimes the trick is, you know, kind of when you're in the thrift store, opening it up and sticking your head in it like this and really just giving it a good look through the light and determining if there's any holes. I did source a pair of Lululemon leggings, and this thrift store that I sourced them at is notorious for having terrible light. It wasn't until I got them home that I realized that there were holes all over these pants. Fortunately, I could take them back, but I just felt disappointed in myself that I had to waste my time going back, returning items if I could have just seen the holes in the first place. I have another Patagonia long line sweater here. There's really nothing that exciting about it. I do love that it is a long line cardigan. People like a sweater that fully covers past their waistband. This will go past your bum, probably to mid-thigh for most people. It also has a hood. To me, it is feeling like it's some sort of wool blend. Patagonia also puts on their tags when something was produced. This is 100% merino wool. I will be posting it probably for $88. If you go to their little tag and you look at their numbers, I'm going to show you, I'm going to point at the end. In the middle line, it says FA16. FA16, and that means this sweater was released in fall of 2016. I found a 360 cashmere sweater. This is a really unique cardigan. This is a silk, 85% silk and 15% cashmere. I gave this one the good test as well. It has this kind of studding detail in it, a little off-brand, I would say, for 360 cashmere, but maybe it'll catch the attention of someone who likes to stand out a little bit. Has buttons in the front, and it has a couple of really cute pockets as well. It's very lightweight. Silk and cashmere is just a beautiful blend. Okay, I don't source Vince, but this was half price, and when I looked at the materials tag, it was 70% merino wool. And as you can see, wool, cashmere, merino wool, they are at the top of my sourcing list. I love to pick up natural fibers, and so even though a lot of Vince pieces are natural fibers, I tend to pass on it. I loved the texture of this piece, I loved the cut of this piece, and I loved the color of this piece. I cannot keep camel colored items in my closet, and because of the wool content of this piece is absolutely gorgeous. I bet it probably retailed for about $350. I'm hoping to post it for around $68 to $75. This is a little kind of boring and basic, but I liked it. I liked it, especially for the color. It's UGG. It's an extra small. It's a capey cardigan style. What they do is they put little tacks on the inside here and kind of create at the hemline the opening for where your wrist goes through. So it's really all quite open, and then you just put your wrist in this little piece right here. Has beautiful cabling detail, and I loved it. I liked the color of it. It feels like it's cotton. Let's see. I always look at the material tag and then kind of decide from there. This is 100% cotton, so that probably sealed the deal for me. If it was, you know, acrylic and other synthetic fibers, I would have passed on it. This piece is incredible. This is the first time I have ever found Ralph Lauren Black Label. Now, we've heard of Purple Label, but Black Label is almost just as exclusive. Look at that, black with the plain white font like that. Nothing fancy. This piece is just like the other piece. This is silk and cashmere. 70% cashmere, 30% silk. I was so excited to find this piece. I did pay $12 for it. So this is what it looks like. Oh my goodness. See, so it's harder to put it on the hanger because basically if you see where the label is, you're gonna want that up like that. It's very bunchy and shawly at the top, and then it's just kind of plain on the bottom. Super soft and credible. I don't even know when I'm gonna post this for yet. I actually don't even know. This is a really fun find. This is actually the back. This also is a cotton sweater, a cotton blend sweater. This is an Alex Mill sweater, very top tier brand. Retails for probably like $300 and some. I loved, and I think people are drawn to the off-white and navy stripe, like a Breton striped. Obviously this is not Breton striped, but it's like, it's the vibe. It's the vibe. You can see what I'm a sucker for. LL Bean. Look at that knit. It really looks like it's an Irish cardigan. This is 80% merino, 20% nylon. Now I love Hudson Bay. This is a Hudson Bay. This is like the 4-point blanket. The collab with Hudson Bay is with Shared. I'm not familiar with what Shared is, but there is the logo. This is a My Neighbor Totoro sweatshirt. It has pockets. We are Studio Ghibli fans, and this is what... I don't think comps are pretty high on this at all. I mean, it's like a $32 posting. My daughter may actually keep it, and that's why I picked it up. I found this Free People Movement pullover, hooded, snaps here, cropped styling. Here's the logo down here, and here's the Free People Movement tag. Love this piece. Actual style of the Define jacket is when they first came out with it. It's gray. It has multicolor purple in the front. It almost has like a little kind of just color to it, and then it also has the hood. This is called the Define jacket. It has thumb holes. I got this for $2.50. Wow. Here is another Patagonia piece. It just is a long sleeve t-shirt. It says Wilderness Defender, and it's an extra large. Oh, this piece is so cute, you guys. Oh, it's just a Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. It does have a discoloration mark here, but wait till I show you this label. Vintage, ultra vintage, made in the USA. I'm dating this back to the 80s, this Mickey Mouse sweatshirt. I actually tried it on. It's an extra large. It's so cute. I found a Chico's Traveler piece. And it was new with tags. New with tags, size 4. I don't pick up a lot of Chico's, but the size and it being new with tags and a Traveler piece. So basically this Traveler material doesn't wrinkle, and a lot of people seek out just the Chico's Traveler line. This is just a cute Bowden faux wrap dress. I just thought it was fun. Very modern, very Euro feeling. The color is great. So that was a yes for me. This brand is actually new to me, but had great comps. Petal and Pup. Just a very fun mini sundress, a little bit off-brand compared to like everything I picked up sourcing, but oh yes, I love it. It's like a beautiful floral print. These seem to sell for about $50 on Posh. I picked up just a basic Sundance popover. It's polka dotted and it was extra large. That definitely made me say yes to this. I also like the color of it. I love that it's polka dot. I love polka dot pieces, and I love that it's a popover. So a popover is a button down that stops about halfway. I will definitely call this a popover in my title. Sundance polka dot popover. Blouse, top, whatever word you like to use best. I did come across a Frank and Eileen piece today for half price. This is the berry, and it's white with a black stripe. Pretty basic, just a size medium. It's gonna need a good steam to make it look better. I love finding Frank and Eileen. It has a really amazing sell-through rate and typically has a great price point that it sells for. This is just a white Old Navy new with tags bodysuit. I picked this up for my daughter. This brand is one that I love finding. It's Zyrina, and the pieces I typically find are more of like a boho white blouse. I have never picked up something that just like looked like a plain and basic t-shirt, but because it was Zyrina, I didn't want to leave it behind. I just sold one of these at my live. This is a Free People Intimately. It's a nightshirt. It's a burnout. I mean, I can practically see you through this. It says good vibes embroidered right here on the chest. I sold one that was like a cantaloupe color in my live the other day with another Lululemon t-shirt that I had that was oversized in my closet. This is a really fun, it reminds me of a vintage Guatemalan shirt. It actually says made in Thailand on the label. I love the color of this and the pattern on this. Oh, I have one other kind of shoe item. This is a Spanx bodysuit and it's called Star by Spanx, which I have never found Star by Spanx. I don't pick up or find a lot of Spanx. So that's what the label looks like. Apparently this line of Spanx is a little less compressive. It's not as much of a workhorse. It is, I think, like minimal on kind of the compression and a little bit more comfort focused. I could be wrong, but I loved the shape of it. I'm not really sure about comps on this, but I have a feeling I'm gonna try this on and potentially add this to my closet. When I am doing live shows, I like to wear bodysuits, bodysuit tucked into my pants, and then I can try on items. So this looks perfect to wear for live shows. And last but not least, oh, I do have some pants too. I'm gonna show you what I was gonna show though. Oh, down here, I have these gorgeous Aquatalia fuzzy slippers. I saw comps that these sold for over $100 pre-owned. Aquatalia. I have a pair of Aquatalia boots in my closet and, you know, they're not doing anything really. They're Chelsea boots and they're chunky and no one wants them, but I thought these were super cute. They're 7.5s and they barely have any wear to them. They're actually leather here and then they're plush. They are made in Italy. Let's see what pants I picked up. Oh, it's down here. I picked up a pair of Aloe pants. They're just black, but they're a little bit more of a jogger style. I'm not going to take them off the hanger, but they have a drawstring waist, and there is the Aloe logo for those of you who would like to see it. I think Aloe definitely has a great following and is worth picking up. I found a pair of Athleta size 22. These are just like a lightweight nylon pull-on wide leg pant. I have sold a pair of these before. I think they're called the Brooklyn pant. I found another pair of Free People sweatpants. These are actually really cute. They, of course, have a little bit of a drop crotch, a cargo pocket, pockets in the back, some really cool detailing in the waistband. Ooh, I just sold something. Oh, I sold a pair of Lucci's boots. Yay! Here it is. Yep, it's embroidered right there. Free People movement, gosh, is really expensive to buy retail, and I think people love Free People movement. So I always pick it up. I always give my daughter the options to keep it first because it's so expensive. I did find a pair of Patagonia jeans. They're not really that exciting of a cut or anything, but I've never sold Patagonia jeans before, so I'm really curious to see how they do. My battery's running out, so I'm gonna start talking really fast. The last item I have right here is just a pair of Good American jeans, but I got these for $5. They are, of course, the Good Legs size 6. I have sold this style and size numerous times, and I love picking up Good American if it doesn't have puckering. So that's something to be aware of. Good American typically has puckering because they make really stretchable denim, which means people buy size too small for them and then they squeeze into them and they get puckering. That's all I have. Let me show you the Luchis boots. I think I just sold them for $200. Here they are. These are beauties. Oh, these are gorgeous. Let me see if I can show you the name on these. Can you see that? Trying to get the light in there. The name is right here. Keep an eye out for these. These are incredible boots. And wow, I'm so excited that those just sold. Okay, I always like to try to end my videos with a challenge for us, and this is my challenge. I want you to just scroll your closet, or scroll a spreadsheet, or pull out a bin, find items that you know have been in your closet the longest. It's okay to say, hey, I didn't do a good job when I sourced this. I was just learning, I was watching videos. I thought the logo by Lori Goldstein, who it sells on QVC, was a good pickup. No, Denise, it was not a good pickup, and it's okay to donate that item, and hopefully someone will buy it at the thrift store and be able to use it. So I'm giving you permission right now to say, hey, this wasn't a good choice, or I appreciate that my friend or family member gave me this, but it's really just not something people are looking for. I've had it in my closet for a year and a half. I'm trying to sell it for $15. I'm sending offers, and no one's really liking these items. It's okay. When you get rid of things, you make room for new things that are potentially going to sell in a day, okay? That's all I have, friends. I am going to get these things posted within the next 48 hours. I'm gonna spend an hour tonight photographing, seeing how many items I can get through. I then upload the pictures from my phone into the Poshmark app. I save it as a draft, and then I sit in front of the TV with my laptop and I pull up all those drafts and I get them listed. I pull up comps, all of those things at the same time. That's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this thrift haul. I'm going to keep you posted, and hopefully these will be in videos of what sold within the next 30 days. Take care, everyone. Hope to see you soon. Bye-bye.